What's with the hat, mate?
I've been listening to that much Rush. I don't really know what it's all about.
So we're both huge Rush fans. We've got tickets to see the band in concert for the first time next year. And in the run-up, we're doing this series, Road to Rush, where we listen to every single Rush album, one per week, and we share our thoughts. This week, it's the band's third studio album, Caress of Steel, the second to feature Neil Peart. What did you think?
Well, with every band's third album being their best, I was massively impressed. Each character started to evolve out of the music, and silence or moments of stopping became very important, and this is the album where they discovered how important it was.
Yeah, that whole thing with the notes you don't play as important as what you do play. Like, when people tend to think of Rush, they tend to think of maximalist. They tend to think as cramming as many notes as they can. And this was the first time they kind of stepped away from that a little bit and really experimented with dynamics within the songs.
Absolutely, to the point where you weren't sure if a song had finished yet. That's why there's obviously their first sort of, I consider their first sort of concept-y type idea,
That kept happening to me a lot with this album. I think it's something over, and then I check my phone, and the Necromancer's still got 10 minutes out.
What a banger as well.
Now, I must admit, I was not a huge fan of this album. I respected it, I appreciated it, and I feel like it's a transitional album. It's halfway between who they were and what they're about to become. And for that reason, it didn't fully succeed as an album for me. When Bastille Day kicked in, I groaned a little bit, because I was like, oh no, it's more blues, we want more prog.
Yeah, I think, though, if you listen very carefully to License Play, this is the album where I'd say accidental start coming in, where the odd note is the one that you wouldn't normally play, and you like this note, and that's where it started to ring from, as well as the drums being uncomfortably normal, where you could bob along to it, but they were doing some very complex parts, going on to the offbeats and so on.
Once again, I was listening to it, and unfortunately it didn't just grab me in the same way that Fly By Night did. There were these little moments that I thought were really cool, but none of the songs really stood out to me as epics like they did on the last album. Although it was a bit sad, because as I was reading about it, I was reading the band was really happy with it and they were really proud with what they've accomplished. And I guess I feel the way a lot of fans felt at the time, where we were just like, we just couldn't get into it. It just wasn't for me, I don't think.
I mean, I'll counter that to a degree, in the sense of this is the first one of the lot where I've actually really wanted to listen to it again. Not because there's something in the songs, like because I want to understand the album more. I want to know who the Necromancer was more. I believe that was Peart's voice, was it?
Yeah,
the only time he's ever had a vocal credit.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I want to know more about the lore of the album, more than the music necessarily. So, although it probably maybe would be a lower score than the previous, I am more likely and inclined to go back to this one, and I will.
Right, okay.
But I do find like you say, that the directions, you could find them all individually finding their own direction, and obviously for the positive. And I think probably Geddy's vocals, when he actually just chilled out a bit and just had a proper sing, that really came through. Yeah, like at the beginning of the Necromancer, they were actually some top-notch vocals. Those,
Yeah, 100%. What was your favourite track on the album?
It was the Necromancer.
It was the Necromancer.
Just because of where the fucking hell are we now? Where the bloody hell are we now? Where it just sort of, this is all right, and tapping along, and then it just starts and So again, that sort of British rock sound, but they took it more of their own. Yeah, definitely.
I think for me it was Lakeside Park, the sort of slower ballady track, because the drums just weren't doing what you expected at all. They come in on the wrong beat, and it's like, whoa, where are we going here? And Neil Peart's personal connection to Lakeside Park, it actually exists. It's an actual place in Canada that he used to go all the time. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of that was a nice moment. I think that was my favourite moment on the album. So to counter our friend Sean Kitchingman, is this the best album in their entire discography?
I would consider it to not. It may be the third album, which is entirely true. But the best it isn't. I think the best is yet to come.
Okay. Score out of 10 for Caress of Steel.
As I say, it is actually a 6, but this has Pat's brand seal of approval of we'll listen again.
Okay, I'm going to give it, just because I want to acknowledge the progression since the debut album, it's getting a 6.5 because of the production and because of the progginess in there. But like I say, it's a transitional album. We can hear where they're gonna go, but it's not quite there yet as an album experience. But still respect it, still enjoyed it, and it was still fun to listen to.
They just needed a 0.5 to see them through.
Yeah. So next week we've got the first big album in Rush's discography in the legendary 2112. I'm really excited to listen to that one again. I know this one inside out. So
this is where I know it, and I'm going to go inside out now.
Yeah, okay.
I need to. So.
What's your favourite song on Rush's third studio album, Caress of Steel? Let us know in the comments below. What would you give the album out of 10? Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.